Yeah, we have a long time, UIL's had a long time involvement with the Athletic Directors Association, and we have spent a good deal of our time talking about issues that impact all of our schools. The ADs Association started with mostly the large school, the multi-high school districts, but now they've expanded and they cover all from 1A through 6A. So we're very proud of this, to see the growth and professionalism of our athletic directors. We get many of our great ideas about how we reclassify schools, how our rules should be implemented, what new things should we be looking at. There's some cutting edge athletic directors in this state, and we value their input, and it's important to us to dialogue with them on a regular basis.
Okay. How about talking about the tax certification that they're launching, what that means, and how important that is to not only athletic directors, aspiring athletic directors, but what that means to the UIL for that?
Well, the tax certification, I think, is something that really earmarks the work that ADs have already done, and then there are new courses that they can take to get some certification, which I think is important. Athletic directors are professionals, and this is a professional industry, and it's marked by all of our educators, no matter where they are. They seek other titles, and they seek letters after their names, but more importantly, when we're dealing with the health and safety of a student athlete, when we're looking at how programs are built, the athletic directors having these kind of tools with through this TAC program, I believe that it's an outstanding opportunity to bring them to the table and allow them to pick up a variety of topics that they can become experts in.
I think I'm going to have them also talk about maybe the diversity of athletic directors. When you came into the UIL, it used to be that maybe there was athletic directors were former football coaches, and that is not the same. So maybe talk about how the landscape has changed with ADs around the state.
Yeah, the landscape of the athletic director has changed. The gender representation, I believe, has been phenomenal to see the number of female athletic directors in our state, and we have one at the UIL, the first ever female athletic director in the state of Texas serving at the UIL. So I'm very proud of what we've done and the work that we've seen through the Athletic Directors Association. Again, using that term professional, it's a business, and you have business people with business acumen running these organizations. But the key word I would say would be leaders. There are great leaders across this state who are running athletic departments, and we're proud of the affiliation we have with them. They've become a great role model for the rest of the country.
Some of the topics that you touched on in there, Charles, interesting topics, shot clock, stadium venues. These are things that always kind of come up, it seems like. But it shows that the UIL is embracing the idea of having a conversation about it and being transparent and letting people know what are some of the walls that get put up, for you guys as far as making decisions like that.
Well, Jeff, there are all kinds of controversial topics, and none more that we face than the replay of our games. Obviously, we can't do an instant replay at every high school football game, but at our state championship events, we have that opportunity, and I want our coaches to look very carefully at that so that we can provide some kind of opportunity for our games to utilize that technology that we already possess. And but I don't want coaches to feel uncertain about it because they haven't utilized it all year long. In the same token, the shot clock in basketball, that seems to be the fad now. People want the shot clock, not really sure it's necessary. We don't have teams that are stalling. I don't think coaches can get away with that kind of strategy any longer. But at the same time, the shot clock is utilized at the NBA and collegiate level. It's utilized in the Olympic level. So we just want to move forward in a positive manner without costing the schools a lot of money, selling scoreboards, providing more officials at the table, and then training the officials to enforce the rules. All those kind of things are part of the conversation of competition, and we'll always be talking about our venues. I mean, that's one of the things that used to be sacrosanct. All of our games were played in Austin area, and the football games were played wherever the two schools agreed. But when you start doing what we're doing and trying to have the best facility available for our student athletes and coaches, it takes a little work, and we have to be sensitive about the fact that Houston is one of the largest cities in the country. They should have some games. They should have some state championship opportunities, and we should be sensitive to the north-south division of our state and the way travel for those in the southern part of the state, it's a long way to Dallas, and for those that are in West Texas, it's a long way to Houston. So we need to be sensitive about that, and we are. We also have to understand that these facilities are not always open to us. I mean, the Dallas area, if you talk about playing in American Airlines, they have the Stars and they have the Mavericks that are playing, and they're not going to give up 2 weekends for our use for 4 days, 3 days, without it causing some problems for us. So we appreciate the fact that we're allowed to play in the great venues that we're playing in, the Alamo Dome and AT&T Stadium and NRG Stadium in Houston. They're all phenomenal places. We're blessed in our state to have 3 big venues like that for football.
I just had one other question. You talked about the fact that people could, have a video phone right down the sideline, and the NCAA and the NFL has been a little tough to kind of allow that, but you're seeing an ever-changing world, and there's a lot of benefit to Twitter and things like that, the quick little 15, 30-second videos.
I think it's an economical way to utilize the technology that we have. Again, I said everybody has a smartphone. I mean, you can have a manager video in the game and showing you something when your offense comes off the field, and you just turn and show it to them. I mean, I think that is a cheap way to conduct business. And why not utilize the technology we have? I mean, everybody in the stands have it. They run it. They're running it back and say, yeah, the receiver's open on an out route. I mean, that's just the 21st century for us. And it's when you're old school like I am, it's hard to get off the traditions, but one thing we have to do, we have to take advantage of the technology, not let it use us, let us use it.